Asibabingelela abazalwane egameni elihle lenkosi uJesu. Siyabingelela bogogo nomkhulu. Sibingelela ubaba nomama, sibingelela intombi nezinsizwa, siyabingelela inceke kaNkuluNkulu. Eindaweni zonke lapho nikhona siyambonga uNkulunkulu namhlanje ekseni. Phinda sigcinile bazalwane, wasivusa, wasithwala, wasipha amandla. Simbone esidlulisa la kungadlulwa khona. Ngempela bazalwane uthembekile. Uma sibheke emuva siyamangala ukuthi ngempela bazalwane uThixo ube muhle kangaka esilondolozo, ube muhle kangaka esithwala, ube muhle kangaka esilwela, esenzela indlela lapho kuthiwa indlela ayikho khona. Simbonile hamba nathi egameni lika Jesu. Kungako ke namhlanje siphinde sibonga ukuthi nje aphinda sihlanganise, aphinda senzele umusa ukusivusa nje, asiphilise emisimbeni, asilwele. So uthembekile akubanga 5 months elula, kodwa sibonga uNkulunkulu ukuthi simbonile indoda yempi. Kungako namhlanje ke sesihlangene bazalwane, sifikile namhlanje sizokhuluma nje yona lo ndaba kaNkulunkulu, indaba yezwi lenkosi. La khona sibheka indaba ukuthi hlomani zonke izikhali zikaNkulunkulu ukuba nibe namandla okumelana namaqhinga kaSathane. Kungako ngiyacela nje ukuthi siphuthume siyofunda lapha ya encwadini yabasefeso, Ephesians. Kula sizofunda khona namhlanje futhi. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi kulamalanga nje siloko sifunda khona, and kukhona izinto oyithola, kukhona lokho inkosi ekusiza ngakho ukuthi ke ukwazi ukuqhubeka endleleni. Ingakho akufanelanga sidangale bazalwane, akufanelanga silahle ithawula, kodwa kunaloko funa siphikelele. So silapha ku verse number 14, Ephesians chapter 6 verse number 14 to verse number 18. Lithi ke lathi, stand therefore, having girded your waist with the truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, with which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayers and supplication in the Spirit, being watchful to this end, with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints. So silapho bazalwane nakulolu suku ake sithandaze. Siyabonga Baba egameni lika Jesu nakulolu suku ukuvuswa uwe nje umusa, uthembeka kwakho, amandla kaNkuluNkulu esiwabona esidlulisa la kungadlulwa khona. Nakulolu suku libusisa izwi lakho enhlizweni yalona lo lalele noluzwayo egameni lika Jesu. Amen. Sisendabeni ebalekile labazalwane, ngoba kuthiwa hlomani zonke izikhali zikaNkuluNkulu. Kade siloko silandelela le ndaba sibuka ukuthi why kufanele sihlome, ukuthi isitha sikhona. Uma kuthiwa nje ungumntwana kaNkuluNkulu uyakholwa, wazi ukuthi sikhona isitha esakho esingakuthanda. uSathane akathanda ukuthi wena ubizwe ukuthi umntwana kaNkuluNkulu. Ingakho uzozithola uhlaselo, uzozithola ulingo, uzozithola uhlukumezeka, uzozithola uaccuswa, ngoba isitha sisebenzisa lezo indlela ukuhlasela. Manje iBhayibheli lithi ke sihlome zonke izikhali. Ungahlomi only one, hloma zonke izikhali. Kade sibuka iqiniso bazalwane, ngoba ziwu6 mazi zonke. Kune 5 ye protection, kuna 1 to attack. So ke sibonile ukuthi into yokuqala okufanele umuntu ayifake iqiniso. Iqiniso liyakusiza, liyakuprotect iqiniso bazalwane. Ingakho ngeke umnqobe uSathane uma ngabe iqiniso unganalo. Angithi yena kuthiwa is the father of lies. So amanga wonke akhona kuye, uye the source of lies. So ke uma ngabe umuntu enganaqiniso usuke esebenza ephila ku territory kaSathane. So ingakho ngeke umnqobe ku territory yakhe. So ke silana ke namhlanje sizobuka now the second item uNkulunkulu asinikeza yona, which is the breastplate of righteousness. The breastplate of righteousness. Sishilo ukuthi ke lama items bazalwane uNkulunkulu usinikeza wona that we must put on, because we are not wrestling against flesh and blood. So number one, you kicked your waist with the truth of God. So iqiniso likaNkulunkulu bazalwane, iqiniso lezwi lakhe. So sesikhulumile ngaloko, and now namhlanje sizobheka the breastplate of righteousness. Sibheka manje isivikelo sesifuba sokulunga. Mhlawumbe bekungaba kuhle ukuthi sithi nje ukubuka ukuthi kahle kahle le ndaba ye righteousness, what is righteousness, yabona? So maningi amagama especially in Hebrew ahambisana negama elithi righteousness. So ukwenza nje kube lula bazalwane uma sikhuluma nge-righteousness, sibuka indaba yani ye integrity, integrity. That would be another name or another word ehambisana righteousness. Or it can be honesty, honesty, or is salvation, or even righteous deed. Izenzo nje ezilungile, ukwenza kahle, yabona? So ke uzobona uma ulandelela iBhayibheli ukuthi itopic ebaluleke kakhulu le ezweni likaNkulunkulu ye-righteousness. Itopic ebaluleke kakhulu ngoba ziningi izinto esizizwayo uNkulunkulu akhuluma ngaso. Namhlanje sizobuka nje lokho, sizofunda nje amavesi akhuluma nge-righteousness. I think uma siwafunda azokunikeza i-idea yokuthi kahle kahle uNkulunkulu uma umuntu kuthiwa u-righteous, uNkulunkulu uthini ngaye. Into yokuqala bengifisa nje mhlambe sifunda khona lapha kuGenesis chapter number 7. Genesis chapter 7 verse number 1. Kuthiwa ke la, then the Lord said to Noah, come into the ark. Come into the ark, you and all your household, because I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation. Come into the ark. Uyazilana bazalwane into engithintayo ukuthi ku chapter 6 uNkulunkulu uthi kuthiwa Noah found favor, he found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. So uma uNoah bazalwane ethola lo Musa, uthola emehlweni kaNkulunkulu, uNkulunkulu wamnikeza instruction, wamnikeza instruction ukuthi Noah must build the ark, uyabona? So Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. So uNkulunkulu wayesethi ke kuye build the ark. So so Noah uma ezothola lo Musa lo, kuthiwa ku verse number 9 ku chapter 6, Noah was a just man. He was a just man. He was perfect in his generation. And now the process of building the ark, ayizange ithathe unyaka, 2 years, 3 years, or 20 years. Noah, this was a very big project in the way that Noah spent 120 years building this thing. So Noah ebhiza kumkhumbi for so long. Ekugcineni uNkulunkulu uthi kuye masaka uqedile umkhumbi, uthi kuNkulunkulu kuNoah, come into the ark. Ngamanye amazwi into eyenza ukuthi uNoah angene emkhumbini akusikona ukuthi umkhumbi ukhandwe uye. So mangilalela kahle le verse lithi, then the Lord said to Noah, come into the ark, you and all your household, because akathi uNkulunkulu kuye, because you have built the ark. No, kusho ukuthi uNoah bekanga ukhanda umkhumbi but angagibeli kuwo. It was possible. But uNkulunkulu, after so many years, Noah being faithful into the mandate, so uma eseqedile kwakumkhumbi uthi uNkulunkulu kuye, come into the ark because I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation. Uyabona? So kusho ukuthi ke bazalwane, umuntu makuthiwa nje u-righteous, lokho kusho ukuthi uyayithola ngempela ifavor kuNkulunkulu, even for salvation, ukuthi usinde emweni, uNkulunkulu akusiza udlule la ungakwazi ukudlulela khona. Bazalwane, simbonile uThixo silwela kulonyaka, simbonile senzele izimanga. Ingakho kubalekile ukuthi siyazi lento uma kuthiwa hlomani zonke izikhali bese kuthiwa the breastplate of righteousness. This is the right standing with God. This is a state or a characteristic of being right. you know. So awubuke nje uma uAbraham a negotiator noNkulunkulu, uma uNkulunkulu ethi uyobhubhisa iSodom, simbheke ukuthi i-argument kaAbraham ku prayer yakhe ithini. Kuthiwa lapha ku Genesis chapter 18 uma uNkulunkulu ethi uyobhubhisa iSodom, kuthiwa ke, then the man turned away from there, verse number 22, and went towards Sodom, but Abraham still stood before the Lord. And Abraham came near and said, would you also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Yayizwa manje argument ka-Abraham, you know. U-Abraham uthi, okay, ngiyakuzwa ukuthi uyobhubhisa eSodom, and I can't stop you. I cannot stop you. But bengifuna ukubuza nje ukuthi, would you destroy the righteous with the wicked? Asizwe uNkulunkulu. Kuthiwa la, suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Would you destroy the place and not spare it for the 50 righteous that are in it? Kuthiwa, far be it from you to do such a thing, so as to slay the righteous with the wicked, so that the righteous should not be as the wicked. Far be it from you. Abraham yathandazela. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? So the Lord said, uNkulunkulu uphendula bani? Uphendula Abraham. Uthi uNkulunkulu, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous, then I will spare all the people and all the place for their sake. Kushuthi bazalwane, ukuba khona kwabalungile endaweni kunento kuyenzayo kuleyo ndawo. Kukhona izinto uNkulunkulu adecide ukuzenza ngenxa yabantu abalungile abakuleyo ndawo, noma kubukeka imajority yabantu ingalungile, kodwa uma khona abalungile lapho. I mean, this place bazalwane benabantu abaningi, but because uNkulunkulu uthi, if I can just find 50 righteous, I will spare the whole place, because there's hope if there are 50 righteous. Kusho ukuthi ukulunga bazalwane kuyakubona ukuthi kuyinto enkulu kanjani. Uma kuthiwa umuntu is righteous before God, kusho ukuthi uNkulunkulu can do anything, you know, because of the righteous. So uma uNkulunkulu ethi ngiyobhubhisa iSodom, mara yena futhi uNkulunkulu uthi, no, if I find 50 there, I will not. Anyway, khumbula ke ukuthi uAbraham uma ethandaza kuNkulunkulu azange agcine just ku 50, you know. Waqhubeka uAbraham, verse number 27, then Abraham answered and said, indeed now I who am just but a dust and ashes have taken it upon myself to speak to the Lord. Suppose there were 5 less than 50 righteous, would you destroy it? Yabona, so ama negotiations aqhubeka, but wonke are based on the righteous. Uthi if uthola lapha ukuthi is 50 minus 5, which is 45, uthi would you still destroy it? So he said, if I find 45, I will not destroy it, because of the 45 righteous people in the country. Uthi Abraham yaqhubeka, and he spoke to him again and said, suppose there should be 40 found there. Yabona, uthi uma mhlambe siphinde sithi minus 5 kube 40, and he said, I would not do it for the sake of 40 righteous. Ngamanye amazwi, uma ngathola abantu abawu40 abalungileyo angeke ngilibhubhise iSodom. Then he said, let not the Lord be angry. Let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak, and suppose 30 should be found there. Iyayehla inamba bazalwane, mara uNkulunkulu uyaphendula. So he said, I will not do it if I find 30. And he said, in